The destruction of King Solomon's temple in Jerusalem by the Babylonian king Nebuchadnezzar led to the exile of the people of Israel. Some among them walked north through Persia and Asia Minor to settle in the Caucasian mountains of present-day Georgia. Throughout the years, legend and artifacts verify the efforts of descendants to maintain their cultural traditions and religious customs. In their lifestyle and beliefs, they remained inseparable from the dream of returning to Jerusalem and to the land of Israel. One such community is found in the small city of Oni. We were invited by the community to share with them a special day in September 1995. 3 events were to be celebrated: the 100th anniversary of their synagogue, recognition of the 2500th year of the arrival of their ancestors, and the departure to Israel of still another family from their rapidly depleting number. It was to be a day of great importance for the entire city, not just its small Jewish community. The government of Georgia had declared it a national day of celebration, one to be marked as well by the first visit to Oni of the president, Edward Shevardnadze. Our story begins and ends on this one day in the life of Oni. To appreciate its significance to the people of Oni, we asked the mayor and townspeople why they thought the day was so special.
Today is a very significant day. Not only is it the 100th anniversary of our synagogue, but it is a celebration of the friendship between the Georgian and Jewish people, which dates back 25 centuries. There is no comparison to this event anywhere in the world. You can see and feel in the excitement of the people that everything connected with this day has been anticipated, not only for 100 years, but for 25 centuries.
This day is very significant for us because our synagogue preserved our Jewish history and traditions here in Oni. It held our people together to fulfill our faith and service to Moses' Torah, which is essential for every Jew.
It is true that the synagogue preserved our faith to Torah and to God. Our people came here a long time ago, and 100 years ago their descendants built this wonderful place of prayer. But I don't think that the Jewish life will continue here. 5 years, not more. There are no jobs for us. Our Georgia is in a disaster.
120 Jewish families live here now. That is about 300 people. In the past, maybe 50 years ago, we had about 3,000 Jews, 500-600 families, which represented about half of the population of this small town at that time.
The Jews live here with tight family bonds. When a brother, a sister, a father or mother leave, very few of their family remain here. The call of Israel, our native land, and the strength of family love make their wish to emigrate stronger. There is, however, another deep wish. It is to stay here because we all love this place. I agree that it is very contradictory, but if better economic possibilities develop here, it is my wish that this small town remains and that our Jewish people remain in it.
Both Georgians and Jews are happy. Today the whole town is in a ceremonial mood because of the 100th anniversary of the synagogue. I do believe that in the future we will live on it. But wherever we are, we will always keep our love for Georgia and for Oni. Here we are, the Jews. In Israel we'll be known as Georgians, and in both we have much to be proud of.
It is our faith, and it is written that Jews have to return to Israel, their native land. It is also in our tradition that if I forget Jerusalem, my right arm will be buried. These are the reasons why Jews are leaving our town.
Those Jewish families who still live here are our inseparable brothers, our friends. I still believe their future is in Oni, as well as it is for those Jews who have already left for Israel. Most of them have not sold their houses, and when the situation here improves, which is connected with the improvement of the economy of our country, they will have the possibility to come back to Oni, to live here or to visit frequently. Our friendship will continue and their synagogue won't be closed.
One woman still remembers the time of the opening of the synagogue. Now living alone in her one-room home, Rachel Shimshilashvili, 110 years of age, shared with us her memories of the time.
Of course I remember. My uncle was a rabbi and he took me there when it was completed. They had a feast. The tables were laid separately for men and women. Everyone was dressed up. They were singing and dancing. I was 10 years old. In the past, there were the rich who owned the shops. People used to walk in the village because there were no cars. My grandchildren left for Israel. One of my children went too, but he died there last year. There was a time when everyone used to come to take care of me. Now everyone is leaving. Everyone, especially young people. They go. They don't want to stay here.
Through the ages, Oni's Jewish community filled many cemeteries. Only 2 are found today, and one is no longer used.
This is the grave of Moshe, son of Abraham, who died on Shabbat in November 1881.
The cemetery in use today was opened over 100 years ago, evidencing in recent years different styles of respect for the departed.
While we are still here, we look after our family graves. When we leave, other Jews will look after them. When all of us leave, we will ask our Georgian neighbors to look after them. There has never been any hatred or hostility between us.
There always will be someone visiting here from Israel, so our deceased will never be abandoned by us. Of course, we count on the friendship and interest of the Georgians to look after our cemetery.
A severe earthquake 5 years ago demolished 2 of the 3 public schools in the town. Teachers struggle in the remaining school to serve all of Oni's children.
We are preparing ourselves better for the coming winter because the last one was very difficult. We have stored firewood and we are going to use stoves to keep warm.
Unfortunately, now at school there are a few Jewish students. One can really feel that Oni looks different without the Jews. For instance, in the past, on Saturdays you could see them dressed up, going to walk in the park, going to the theater or cinema. We had very good relations with them. Our families were close. I personally feel deep distress that most of the Jews have left, but we hope that they will not lose contact with us. Those who did leave often visit Oni, and we are happy to keep our contacts with them.
The Jews of Oni have always been hardworking, but they were always poor. During recent years, life in Georgia has become worse, but especially for the Jews, and many felt they had no choice but to emigrate to Israel. Many went against their wish. Only an unbearable economic situation made them leave. Now in Oni, just a few Jewish families remain, and we are afraid of what will happen because the whole of Georgia suffers hardship.